thicker and thicker up through here, buddy.
Yeah, we're about to be in the, if we're gonna negotiate any further up, we're gonna have to move uphill a little bit. And that's completely up to y'all. But I wanted to at least bring you here to this spot where I cast that last print.
Hey, if you said if we go back down and then we go up, you said that's 5 minutes to the ridge.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
That's great with me. It's as good as it goes.
Let's jump on that. I've never been up there. I'd like to walk up there at least. You up for it, Cindy girl? Come on, let's go for a stroll. Let's go for a stroll.
But you see, as it goes, keeps going, both sides get steeper, and on up into this area is where we found the first set of those deer kills in various stages.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll have chasers chase them in from one direction, one end or the other one, and they got ambushers.
Yep.
And they just manhandle them. They just powerhouse them and break necks and break legs. And one of the deer carcasses had the front legs pulled off together. Both front legs were still attached together.
Right. Did you find any hair samples at all around the dead carcasses?
Just deer hair. I didn't see anything but deer hair.
Gotcha.
And it was leaf litter area, so there wasn't no tracks to speak of. All in there, and then later, me and my friend Todd down yonder, near where Nancy got the rock thrown at her, is where we found the other deer kill sites.
Uh-huh.
So
well, let's head back and go up to the ridge.
this is called dog bane or dog hobble. I can't remember which. I didn't know what it was.
Dog hobble?
Dog hobble or dog bane. I'll have to refresh my memory on that.
I'll buy that, won't you?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to me.
I'll hobble a dog. Fendi, come on, girl. Come on, look girl.
Deer coming through and just rubbing against that. That's like. What do you think?
Yep. Found another tree here that could have made that bark disappear.
Yeah.
Comes right off too, without any trouble. Look at that. Deer or possibly a hand.
I don't know if that's anything.
There's one.
Kind of looks like something, don't it?
Well, it was worth investigating, but if it's something, it's too
Degra-
old and too
Degraded.
If y'all want to use, if y'all want to use some of the pictures of the deer kills that I took over time, I'll send them. Y'all are welcome to use them.
Yeah, send them.
been my best buddy since day one. He's been my bestest pal up here since day one.
He seems like a nice guy.
He will give you the shirt off of his back and the shoes off of his feet. One of the blessings that came about in the hurricane is the horse and donkey used to travel this trail, and they don't anymore. So they come clopping through here. They go on a stroll trail, but they can't. Scottish national anthem. His brothers were in the summer, time the sun worked on there, they used the wheel. I'm more proud of that than I am my Cherokee ancestry. And don't care who knows it.
Good. There's nothing wrong with it being a good little Scottish lad. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Aye, Captain. Spock has fallen into the Vulcan mines. How can we get him out, Captain?
The mine warp?
Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor, not a forklift.
Well, you two fellers being of that kind of ancestry, you need to order you the book called Born Fighting by James Webb. The history of the Scottish people on into modern day America. You need to read that. It'll make your hair on your arms stand up.
That's cool.
You know, to this day, the bulk of special operations community is mostly of Scottish
descent. Yep.
You know the minority.
Maybe a
The
hair.
only thing is, looks kind of rounded up for a track.
And it's weathered so much that
This right here was what I noticed.
it could have been a beautiful track.
That,
at one point.
but that's all we're left with. There's all kind of scat piles in here from creatures.
I have been known to shit in these woods. Tim Deal took a shit in these woods that day, and I think it run the deer out for about 3 days.
I bet it did if he'd been eating them damn Vienna sausages.
He eats some Vienna sausages and he eats some robin egg candies.
Oh.
And when he cooks eggs, he don't cook them all the way. He eats runny ass eggs too. That's bad. That's bad for your shitting.
Yeah, if you need to be unclogged, that'll do it.
Well, maybe he was trying to unclog me and Bob at Cade's Cove then.
There's some nettle. That was used. People with back pain, they'd let them get big, and you'd take your shirt off and lay down.
And beat you with it.
And then come to find out there's a compound in it that's like a natural analgesic.
Now that's not like stinging nettle. That's stinging nettle.
That's
isn't
kin to stinging nettle.
Okay.
That may be stinging nettle. We got a couple varieties.
Okay.
But come to find out there's a compound in it. Once you get past the initial, sting, it has something in it that relaxes muscles.
All I'm saying is, if you planning on whooping my ass with one of them handfuls of stinging nettles, you better have a rope to tie my ass up, because I ain't letting you do that shit just by happenstance.
My back.
That's why you got your sidearm on you.
My back hurts so bad. Any kind of counter pain actually feels pretty much good.
Really? Yeah, my biggest thing I'm dealing with now is, because I've had 2 back surgeries. Is my sciatic nerve on my right leg. God almighty, it's mind numbing how it's just a pain that never goes away. It just never goes away.
That's sorrel, and if you take some of that and chew on it, it's got a pleasant sour taste to it, like a tangy tart taste to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the nutritional value is, but it won't hurt you and it tastes good.
I'll let you lead us away.
I asked my neighbors my first summer here, I said, what's the name of this ridge here, this little high ground, this little mountain? And they said, they don't have a name. I said, it does now. It's Rebel Ridge.
Rebel Ridge.
Rebel Ridge.
Well, anybody that names a mountain after themselves gets the first steps up it, in my opinion.
And Rebel Creek and Skull Spring.
Rebel Creek and Skull Spring.
They said the creek didn't have a name.
All right, I got my audio recorder on as well. We might be lucky enough to get us a tree knock or maybe even a whoop.
The only real good whoop I've ever heard in my life during the daytime here was when I was with Bob and Dwight and Phoenix. I just saw a piece of quartz.
Yep.
Pretty milky quartz. It's all over the place. That's what makes the aliens come in. Glad they didn't probe us last night. Like that area. Oh, Jake liable to be laid out sunny.
I used to have employees that would call them no-see-ums. No shoulders.
No shoulders. Yeah.
Yeah, call them no.
That's what I call a copperhead, Mr. No Shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Nancy did the reptile program for Travelers Mountain State Park several years ago. And the North Carolina Park Service defunded the reptile program, and I got their snakes and all their snake equipment.
Look at this.
Yeah.
That's old.
Somebody might tempt
That's
you.
old. That's old. That's
That's
new.
new.
That's new. That's new. And I've never seen one done like that.
Yeah, there's a couple of them up here on the
Look at
left as well, and some more on the right that's similar to this.
That almost looks like somebody took a hatchet. That's pretty cool. I don't see rubs like that deep where I'm from.
Yeah, that's been scratched or gnawed on.
I'm glad you're doing that because it reminds me to do it.
We're at about the exact spot with the first rock thrown in, and it came from this direction, coming like at a pretty good arch. And Todd, the tallest one of our crew, was the one that about got took out by it, but came from right over in there somewhere and hit about right there. And I'll show you all the place, the side of the other rock throwing incident that involved my buddy that was a hunter and his father. Girl.
Jerry, we ought to pass around the collection plate and get you a four-wheeler.
I had one, but I get lazy. And I need to be out walking these hills to get back in shape. I was in great shape up until the beginning of this past winter. But I got to get out and do this. I'm going to buy me a little boat. I understand. buy me a little dirt bike. If I want to get on back in there, but I don't want to invest the walking time. I'm eyeballing it usually. But yes. I did have a corn
That's
on
an
it.
old one.
I gave it back to our oldest son.
Man, you walk up this path right here, and it's like every 30 yards there's a little road trail that comes through it, left and right.
This whole area is logged. This area up to the button up to my land is logged about, I don't know, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, give or take. I'd have to ask them. They left some big trees, but it was pretty much clear cut. And then on the eastern side of my land, that was clear cut in 2016, which is when we started noticing the vocalization started to become.
Right.
And then by 2017, it was in full bloom. I told you the whole story. The white was the first person I reached out to.
What about the vocalization?
Everything.
Oh, just in general?
When I messaged the white, he said, "Hey, man, give me a call." And he did. I guess he did. I can't help but think that land getting clear cut over yonder had something to do with it. I don't know.
Right.
It could be that this area is just naturally going to live.
Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take off about 20 degrees of clothing. I'm getting sweaty. Much better. Hot.
Did y'all just catch a whiff of that aromatic plant smell? It just hit me just for a second. Well, it's gone. I don't smell it now. It was a plant smell. It smelled pretty.
I just smell wet forest.
Wet forest.
At some point in time, Dean made this gate for me just so I could get in that lower strand of barbed wire. And I guess a human did this, but it was taken off the stop and wrapped up on that thing. So take it for what it's worth. I don't know that it means anything. They made that little opening for maybe a baby.
Thank you.
Who knows?
There's the drum.
I had a string between these two trees with fruit on it, and the entire string's gone. String running from here to here, the whole string, the nylon string is gone. I would thread it through the fruit and get it out of the deer's reach.
Mm-hmm.
There's several places up here. And now I'll have to bring the string back up and make glue. Yeah. Or maybe with the big old SWAT can.
Yeah.
could be.
See what it sounds like when you slap it. That's that metallic resonating sound. What's that? Is that
That's
a drum or a
that is,
moonshine steel?
No, that's Caleb's deer feeder that
Oh.
got took over.
Oh, okay.
Something massacred it. Caleb discovered two things. He discovered getting out of high school and becoming a high-end welder. So Caleb don't hunt much. I got a pocket full of them, good looking deer. But he'll learn.
Yeah, those women will take a good man out of the woods in a minute.
Rare woman that wants to kill him.
I don't want my woman in the woods with me. I'll be honest with you. I want her to do her own thing. Let me do my thing, you do your thing, honey. And don't put this on, don't show this to my wife. I'm scared. I'm scared.
I'll show it to her when I make my move.
No, I don't care. Jump all over that shit. I can tell you one thing right now. There's 25 years of fucking in that thing. I guarantee you that thing is worn out.
Caleb moved his tree stand before last hunting season. He's in one of these big old tall. Gosh, I don't remember which one it was. But we're in the general vicinity where the rock got thrown and hit that tree about 7 feet up, knocked the bark off, and the rock was laying next to the tree about that big. So this is in the vicinity where my hunter friend and his daddy. Caleb was right here. His daddy was on up that way, and he had the rock thrown on him about 5 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And he heard something walking, and Caleb described it as monkey.
Right.
Oof, oof, oof.
That grunting.
Oof, 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 oof.
Yeah.
Something throwed the rock, and it was.
Yeah. I swear, if it was me, I'd pick this spot too to hunt in.
He killed couple 10 pointers here. Several 8 pointers, bunch of 6 pointers over the years. The ridge took a little bit of a difference from the other.
Can we pause for one moment for a informational video? This is to show all the dumbasses out there that when you see a tree break that high up, it's probably not Squatch related.
Yeah, it's King Kong related.
Right. Or maybe a giant has moved into the area.
Maybe.
A 6-fingered.
Well, you need to move out of. Then quit kicking your dust all over me, girl. She's trying to mark her territory and me. I was your bunk buddy last night.
When y'all came up that day, did we actually find one of the trees that had the bark beat off of it?
Yeah, we did.
I remember seeing it.
What did you make of it?
I mean, look.
I had an idea, and Tim shit canned my idea.
Right.
And I said it was woodpeckers. Because woodpeckers they'll just take the whole side of the tree and they'll just flake the outside bark off of it just to get the easy pickings right behind that first layer. And Tim went all over my ass about it. So I sent him a fucking video of a red-headed woodpecker chipping it off. And he didn't say nothing else about it then. But he did not like my idea when I said it. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll prove it to you.
And we have some white oaks here. I would have thought, though, that I would have seen that on more trees. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy pickings.
Yeah. And it just depends. If you get like a cluster of insects in one tree, in one spot, dude, they'll just hone in on it, you know?
But the majority of nighttime wood knocks I've heard over the years have come from up here.
It looked to me like it was flattened, to be honest with you.
And when me and my nephew originally found it, it had a couple of sections of sticks laying at the base of the tree. And not all of them was white oak.
Man, that wasn't a bad walk at all. Bob made it sound like that was
Well, from my house walking downhill and uphill this way,
I'm doing this next time we come up
and
here.
then
This
going
was
back
easy.
home, you've
Oh,
got to
that was
negotiate
easy.
the hill when you get down on my creek bottom and you go back up. That hill's like this,
Oh yeah.
so it's rough.
I'll
this
drive
is
down
much
here and
easier.
just walk straight up this guy.
Y'all know whether I'm here or not. Anytime y'all want, if you want to come up here and hike, and I happen not, I hope to join you. But if I ain't home, all y'all got to do is come and hike.
Appreciate it.
When I say
I
that.
appreciate it. I like this spot. I've been wanting to see the ridge for a year now. I finally get to see it, so I'm happy.
And you can see this as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So here's an idea I had. That the boogers will get over here where it was clear cut, where it's so thick now, and just maybe hide a little ways into the foliage and wait on the deer to come out and just come out and wham.
Yeah. And boom.
The deer kill that we found part of it in the tree was down this hill. And the jawbone was hanging in a tree like this.
Yeah. I hope it's still there. Are we walking that
You
direction?
can if you like, it's not out of the way. We can go down and then follow the creek bottom back to the camp.
It's your call. If it ain't no big deal and you want to walk somewhere different, I don't care. It's not like I hadn't seen a dead deer carcass.
And we experimented with it by throwing it up the tree. If it was a small holly tree, and if it would happen to stick and not fall, it would be like this. This thing was
Because the limbs were so. I remember the picture y'all sent, and those limbs weren't that
Right.
thick. It looked
So-
like somebody had honestly set it up
set
there.
it up there about 7.5 feet.
Yeah, I remember that
And
photo.
then the jawbone hanging about eye level, like that.
Like that.
And there was there's two tree breaks down there, small trees about that big. Just
Gotcha.
those aren't. I mean, somebody explain that to me.
I can explain the deer carcass in the tree. If the limbs were big enough to hold it up there from like a front line or a cedar,
Or even a big hawk.
right?
That section of the deer park, it was about that long. That much of the backbone.
Oh, okay.
The end of the backbone that come into the skull still have part of the skull attached to it.
Right, right. Well, that a hawk could do that.
So now we're coming to the eastern boundary. And this is where Mr. Ledford had this clear cut back in 2015.
All that.
Well, you could lay a company of soldiers out 5 feet into the woods
And never see them.
and ambush the shit out of somebody. Much less if you're a swamp.
Yeah.
And the deer's proud of you. The deer's proud of that record. And I had to squat in the deer.
There's a good break right here.
You found the break.
That one's down. This one's down. This one's down. I mean, unless a four-wheeler ran over it, because it looks kind of like a four-wheeler, you know, just mowed them over.
Well, Caleb hadn't had his four-wheeler up here at all this past in 2024.
Well, there's something's been pushing these things over, man. Look, there's a break. That. I mean, they're old brakes, but that's still a brake. That one's leaned over.
Well, the ones by the deer kill down the hill were fresh. The brakes, the two brakes were fresh. The trees still showed that they were green. I mean, they wasn't dried out. The brakes were
Right.
still green. I'm walking this way. I wanted to show you where the peekaboo is.
Absolutely.
Nature has rebounded quite well from that clear cut.
I think it's like 12 years, something like that, 12 or 15 years, and the forest would basically regrow.
That
Where
was
you
the
can't
most
hardly walk
beautiful
through it.
hardwood, old hardwoods over here. Because it had, if it had been cut, it had been decades ago. But it was one of my favorite parts of the woods.
Man, this is a good game trail right here.
And game trails crisscross this area. What a jumping girl. It is my theory that here, when we get in this area on the night hikes, is when we draw attention from the boogers. For some reason, whatever reason.
See, I think that's woodpeckers right there. I think that's a perfect example of a woodpecker. That's just me.
Well, it does look like a woodpecker to me. The other one didn't.
Yeah, like the white said, it was kind of flat. But not all the bark was knocked off. Some of it was actually flattened. It definitely looked like it had been struck, for sure. Well, there was two of them. Two different trees like that.
That's a nice condo.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, he's killed very few deer from this tree stand.
Really?
Yeah. And I think it's because the deer usually come in the morning from that direction off the high ground, and I think they can smell him over there because, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just my theory, but he's killed very few deer here over the years.
Well, he's got too many trees around him for one thing.
He would bring them in right here and have them used to coming here to eat.
I'd hunt the shit out of this with a shotgun and a slug. That's all you need up in here.
And wild turkey. You'll see a lot of wild turkey in this area. I don't even see Caleb's name unless you got it. I moved it.
Who's Caleb?
Caleb used to be our neighbor in that holler.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and when we moved up here, and he asked us to be able to hunt the property.
Uh-huh.
All right, did you smell that?
He's got some nice equipment.
Oh yeah, I smell that. Yeah.
It smells lemony, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
Woo! All right, that's new damage from that last big thunderstorm we had. All right, let me get my bearings so I can show you where the peekaboo happened, Chris.
Okay.
No, it wasn't from this spot. And remember, it was in the winter. See that pine tree over there?
Yeah, I see it.
That's where it was, what it was behind.
That's what you got peekabooed at.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it went on. You could see the shoulders sticking out each side about that far.
Well, that'd make the shoulders about 4 foot wide then.
Ryan's the only one that had the night optics in it. And he let us all get a look at it. And then he said it's moving backwards. And a couple of steps and it was in that.
In the
foliage.
thick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And the
This
last,
is a good spot though.
there's a spring right down here. And this, if we go down, if we go this way, if we go down and back up and just traverse parallel this creek, we come to the killjoy over yonder where we were just at.
Right.
And this is steep enough, it wouldn't make a half as bad kill zone, I think their kill zone is over here in the clear cut area. So a few times when I brought the NPR crew into the woods, me and Todd, we seemed to draw attention because we started picking the stank up when we came here that night.
Right.
And it stayed with us for a little bit.
All right. Where are we going to next?
We'll go back down, we'll backtrack until we come to the spot. And we'll, instead of traversing the ridge, we'll go down here
Okay.
and see what we got there. I want you to see the ridge. You got an audio recorder for me. You might have picked that sound up on that audio recorder.
I got the audio on. I got the phone on. What's got his phone on? We're recording in high cotton. This looks like it's getting some use right here.
Yep. That's a girl. She ain't gonna let one of us stray too far off without watching us.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a good trail boss.
Gotta explore every possibility, right?
That day we heard that whoop in the broad daylight, but the light had to reach above too, we got to follow it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was she excited?
Well, I remember when we came up here before, we heard a whoop, and I caught it on the phone's audio, and I made it louder, and you could hear it. You could hear that whoop when you showed us where her shoulders were sticking out on the tree.
Oh yeah, and that whoop was very. You could hear it very good.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't no mistake on that one. Down on one hand, the times I heard stuff being taken.
What you rubbing in, girl? You get all that forest sin on you, aren't you?
Out of the sky, that seat. Or marking territory, whichever it is.
When I'm trailing them.
One thing.
I got bit right there. I went to grab one, and I grabbed it too far back from the neck. It just turned right around and bit me right there.
Did it venomate you?
Yeah.
It was copperhead or rattlesnake.
Copperhead. Yeah, I've been bit 3 times. I've been bit on my legs twice and then my hand once.
I got a dry bite one time from a copperhead.
And I still don't learn my lesson. I still don't wear snake chaps out here like I'm supposed to, like you should.
Now, I don't like coming up in the woods and going on top of the heights without at least high
Yeah.
But still, if the copperhead or the rattlesnake's big enough, he's gonna bite through the woods.
Well, if I walked out of here if I walked up here with shorts on, you'd be taking my ass to the hospital from poison ivy. There ain't no question about that. I'm so highly allergic to poison ivy now. It sucks getting old, man. Now I'm allergic to shit I used to never be allergic to.
Well, you can get bit by just about every reptile and insect in the woods. Just don't get bit by the love bug and you'll be all right.
You got that right. Run away from Herbie the love bug.
We're getting warm. I'm gonna stand and come over here.
Which way you want me to go?
Just straight on.
All right.
Wherever your nose takes you.
So we're just looking for a deer carcass bone, right?
We're looking for a deer carcass.
Or am I looking in the woods, in the trees, or just on the ground?
Look in the tree, but we should still see some of the deer hair there.
Okay.
There was two sections of the deer, the spine and the ribs. There was one leg.
Oh, shit.
Did you hear that?
I heard it. There's a damn turkey. I'm like, I need to get Fendi on a damn leash.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard the turkeys.
I don't need her running through these woods.
Oh shit, no, we don't need her chasing that.
She'll come up on somebody's land and they'll
We
shoot
will have
her
a
ass.
long day if she starts chasing the turkey.
Well, you know where she's probably run? Up to my barn where my 4 turkeys are. Because that might have been what we did.
That might have been what we heard. I thought the same thing, Jerry.
Really?
Probably was. It's probably exactly what it was.
Straight over into your alley, bro.
It's your land, dude. You can walk wherever you want to. I'm just a tourist.
Hey, Ben, come here.
Come here, little girl. Fin. Come here.
My memory's good sometimes, but sometimes not.
Really? Well, we might have went past it. Or it could have been drug off by
It may be
anything.
completely gone by now.
Yeah, it
I
could.
was very interested to see if the jawbone was still hanging.
Yeah, you know, bones won't stay long in the woods. Something gonna get them.
Yeah.
Eventually everything.
Squirrels, chipmunks,
But and it
Mm-hmm.
ants,
has rained
Feral people.
feral people.
Still, that hair has a little sticky. Hey, girl. Hey, Fendi girl. Come here. Now, that was definitely my turkey just gobbled.
Your turkey has a distinctive gobble.
Now,
Well, when I heard it, I thought that sounds like Cherry's turkey.
and I've got me another tom now.
Hey, something's been sitting right here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this.
Yep, that's fresh.
That's broke from right there.
Something has been sitting there.
That's like within
This
20.
is what I noticed right here.
See how flat it is? I bet you anything a woodpecker got on the ground and moved all that out of the way and flattened it out, Jerry.
Yeah, right. Okay. I was listening
Something
to
sat there. I mean, there ain't no
Something
doubt.
sat there.
And it broke that within the last 24
And that
hours.
don't look like a deer.
Yeah.
That definitely don't look like a deer.
That's a fresh break right there, guys.
Yep.
There ain't.
And I wanted to show you the two tree breaks near the kill as much as I wanted to.
Like
just-
something squatted right there. Something big. Just
It
squatted
almost
down.
looks like something kind of just
Exactly.
sat down right here,
It just squatted down.
squatted down.
Even us dressed in regular street clothes, you can sit down and squat here. And be still, and somebody's gonna have to get close up. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're gonna
There.
even
Oh
see it.
yeah, wouldn't
Look at
nobody
that.
see
You
you.
got-
Yeah.
Look, that's a trail. I mean, it's like he's just sitting right here at the top of the trail,
Mm-hmm.
the game trail.
Yep.
Well,
I'm not saying it's a game trail, but it's an opening that looks like
oh,
a
this
game
is a
trail.
game trail.
Oh
The
yeah,
deer-
there's no doubt.
Yeah.
The deer come back and forth on this, back and forth to the
There's
creek.
no doubt that's a game trail. Yeah.
So
Okay. This is interesting, though. I've never seen a sitting area. And I'm not
feel
saying
like
it
we're
couldn't
so
have been a turkey
close, guys.
scratching, you know?
I don't know. That don't look like
But it
turkey
don't look-
scratch.
it
I've
don't
seen a
look
lot
like
of turkey
scratch.
scratch.
I feel like we're so close to it. And there's a holly tree, really right there, a small holly tree, about probably a total of 15 feet tall. There's a holly. I don't know, I'm gonna investigate this. Yeah, this is where it was. Here, y'all. This is where part of it was up in this little this one here. This holly tree here. It was right there. On back about a foot and a half from the edge of the leaves, just sitting up there.
Really?
Right, this is it. This is the spot, and now where was that deer jaw hanging? It may have been right here. It may have been. I'll have to go back and look at the picture. It may have been about right here. So we're on the spot, but there ain't nothing left.
No. There's no remnants.
There ain't. Now the original place where the deer was originally killed was off over here, and I guess the water, what just pretty much what it didn't wash away, washed the leaves over. But all the hair and everything was right in here.
That's a weird scenario of a jawbone hanging that high up in a tree. That's just weird.
It was
and
ain't
y'all
hanging-
got pictures of it, don't
Oh yeah,
you?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got a picture of me standing beside it to give it scale. Now the tree breaks. I mean, the tree breaks were really close. I'm gonna say, Chris, if you right close to the original where they killed the deer originally, before it wound up being drug over here.
Okay.
Imagine getting to see a group of squatches ambushing a deer. That would be mind blowing.
Oh man, it's so thick in here. A squatch could almost just lay down flat and then stick his hand out and grab one. I mean,
Yep,
theoretically.
that was my turkey.
No, I wouldn't want to come up this way.
Oh yeah, I think the way we came in is pretty good.
I like the way we came in.
Yeah.
Just be thankful we weren't going up.
Watch it. Hey Jerry,
Yes, sir.
you'll learn something about me real quick. If it's easier and quicker and more functional, that's the path I always want to take. I don't care about scenery. I want to get to the spot, and then I want to set up camp and do the look around.
If I'm on a leisure hike, I'll take the non-pragmatic way. But if I'm on a mission, I like the straight line as the crow flies. What you make of that area over yonder?
Well, that's what I was looking at it, because there's very little leaves right here in this one area.
Yeah.
Very, very, very little leaves, just for no reason.
Yeah.
Hey, I got something.
Oh, there you go. There's part of it. That might be all that's left.
Isn't that a hip bone?
Or maybe a shoulder blade. I don't know. Definitely one of the two, probably a hip bone. I don't know. You're the deer hunter.
Well, that's from that kill you talking about, because that's still cartilage, fresh cartilage coming off of it. Well, it rained, so it could soften it up. I'll put it back where I found it. Well, that means there's more of it around here. I got you right here. Hey, will you give me $1 if I find it?
I will. All right, look right beside Chris. There it is.
Don't tell me I can't find something in the
off
woods.
by at least 30 meters. So
Look at that.
that's it.
Hell yeah.
There you go. So
And you swear you don't think a human came out here and did
there ain't
that?
nobody walks this area.
I was gonna say, other than the guy who deer hunts it,
Yeah, and Caleb, he ain't deer
he
hunting.
wouldn't do that.
No, Caleb's in.
Well, a deer hunter's not gonna go to that much trouble for no reason.
Okay, and so I was way off. This is the holly tree.
Let's see how young this buck was.
This is the holly tree. Right here. Where the part of the backbones and ribs is up in there. Well, we're gonna have to call you the Scoutmeister.
You can't flake that outside edge off. That's a young deer.
Fendi girl.
See how it ain't worn flat? It's still got the ridges in it. In the teeth, in the bicuspids.
Aha. There's one of the tree breaks.
Yeah, I just put my camera on it. That's
I'm
interesting.
gonna hang this back up here, Jerry.
They saying, I don't know. There's a reason they done that. I don't.
So
Maybe
you
not.
can mark this spot by that big oak right there.
Well, there you go.
That's a white oak, ain't it?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool.
They could 1,000 people walk by that and not notice that jawbone hanging there. You the man. We almost didn't see it.
Hey, the three of us, that's all it takes. Y'all will
The
catch,
first time.
y'all will catch the next evidence, and I'll just be standing there gawking.
How we seen the bones up in that tree, I don't.
I don't know how you saw that right there. I mean, I saw it, but I was specifically looking for it.
Once I said, all right, guys, here we go. Here's the other part of the skeletal, the backbone and the ribs is in this area.
Yeah.
Ah, there's a leg.
Yeah. That's your leg right there.
There's a leg. Now, that leg was broke. Well, that's my opinion anyway. That leg was broken. I didn't notice that originally. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'd say it looked like it was
Chris?
broken.
What do you think? Oh, okay, got you.
No,
Got you.
it wasn't
But
a
there,
break.
is this where the
It's in the joint.
Yeah.
Either the shoulder blade. This was a back leg. No, this was a front leg. Well, we don't know. You know. What do you
That's
think?
a front leg.
Okay, so this would have been where a bone came off of this.
Well,
I
they
don't
got a spur bone that comes out the back of their, like a dog does. Like it kind of flares out for them to like lay down on their belly with. I think that's a front leg.
And that leg has still not had all the meat gnawed off of it. Why?
What do you think, Fendi?
So here we go. Okay, good.
Finney says deer jerky.
She said luncha.
I hate that y'all didn't get to see the rest of it that it's gone, but you got to see it. There's another tree break.
That's all right. We got a nice little find here. We got a shoulder blade. We got a
famous what you give me $1 for finding.
bam. All I did was point.
So the other tree break. Well, I don't see the other tree break, guys. But it was close. I mean, you almost got to be on top of stuff now this time of year to be able to see it. We searched hot and heavy for a couple of years.
Yeah, I did too. I was.
And this place never came up, ever. And Nancy found it one Saturday morning and she was squealing and I went back to the bedroom. What'd you find? Look here. Look here.
That's your little spring, Jerry, back up that way, or is that at another spot?
We got the one spring we was at a while ago.
Yeah,
We'll have
exactly.
Another spring down here.
Yeah.
And then we'll take a left and walk over an underground spring, and then on down is Skull Spring
Okay.
and the old graveyard. Chris will get to see that the old graveyard. Did you see anything noteworthy at the end?
No, I didn't. But I'm looking hard. My eyes are hurting.
My eyes are hurting.
Eyes wide shut.
Sad eyes. They knew you'd turn away.
Sing it.
I hate to. I can't even remember the lyrics. You cry.
Random Jerry coming at you.
Okay.
From the woods of the foothills of North Carolina. On July the 26th at Truist Brewing in Mount Holly, Dreamer's gonna be there, and y'all gotta come. And I'm gonna sing "Give Me 3 Steps" with them. And
Okay.
That's right in y'all's backyard. You better have old Bob Trenton towed, or we're gonna go get him.
We are the three amigos.
I will if Bob didn't come with you, we're gonna go get him.
That way, if you get tired of one of us, you still got the other two. Most of the time, people get tired of me first. But that's okay.
Except for the women.
Except the women. For some reason, I got this thing about women find me somewhat witty. For some reason.
And women like that. And there's no wonder that you're the Esquire, you're the stud master.
Well, I pull out that big old 8-inch.
Pop.